Hey everybody, it's Adam, live and in person for you. Hey everybody, it's Adam, wonder who he'll interview. Call me Adam.com.
Hey everyone, it's Adam, and I am so excited to be catching up with my entertainment idol, Marilu Henner, whom I have not spoken with since 2023 when Marilu was starring in the Off Broadway play Mad Women of the West. You know Marilu for her iconic roles in such hit TV shows as Taxi and Evening Shade. She has starred in over 78 movies and 31 Hallmark movies, numerous Broadway shows, including Grease, The Tale of the Allergist's Wife, Getting the Band Back Together, and the Broadway revival of Chicago. You also know Mary Lou for her superhero memory, where she remembers every single day of her life. Now, Mary Lou is getting ready to star in one of my all-time favorite off-Broadway plays, Michael Griffo's Pen Pals. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Adam Rothenberg, and for the past 17 years, I have been going behind the scenes with celebrities from the world of film, television, theater, and music. With over 2,300 interviews under my belt, I make my guests feel comfortable and at ease, allowing them to talk about life behind the curtain. So without further ado, please welcome the one, the only, Marilu Henner.
Yeah, so we haven't talked since it was what, November 3rd of 2003. Right.
Yes, yes.
Friday. You said the time I talked to you before that was a Friday, but today's not a Friday, today's a Tuesday. So
Yes, I am so excited. So I have to start off by asking, how did Pen Pals come your way?
they just offered it to me. I didn't even know about. Oh, I knew a little bit about it because I'm friends with Sharon Lawrence, and I ran into her at Joe Allen's the last time I was in New York because I was in New York doing a great, oh my gosh, a great workshop with Peter Gallagher, produced by John Cryer. It's his mother, Gretchen Cryer, and Nancy Ford's sequel to Getting My Act Together, and it's called Still Getting My Act Together. And so I'm playing the Gretchen part, Heather, and we did it as a workshop, and we're going to do it again. And I hope it ends up in New York. I'm sure it will at some point. But it was with Peter Gallagher, whom I've known since the Grease days. And so it was just a labor of love. So anyway, I was there because I was doing my club act, and I'm working on a memory documentary, and I'm doing so many different things. I ran into Sharon at Joe Allen, so that's the first time I ever even heard of the show. And then people saw my club act at Green Room 42, and then I got an offer. So
Oh
I'm
my
doing it.
God, that's incredible. Well, I know from seeing you in previous shows, I know you're going to be great in this show. It is so good. I've seen the play 3 times, and it is fabulous.
Oh, it's so good. And what's great is that I'm doing it with Brooke Adams. So we had done, Mad Women of the West together. And then since I saw you, we took it to London. We did it
Yes.
in London for a month, and we all lived together. Caroline Aaron, Melanie Mayron, Brooke and I, we all had a house. It was kind of, I keep saying it was part, Real Housewives, part Big Brother, part Survivor. It was great. So we did Mad Women of the West there. Sanja Singlo is the author, and we had a blast.
So what do you feel like from your real life friendship with Brooke that you think you'll bring to the show with you?
Well, we've known each other since 1977. So that's kind of like the way the characters are in the piece. We're both a little bit younger than the actual characters, but it's over time. It starts when they're 14-year-old girls, and it's so great. The fun I've been having too is with the script. Even though the characters, the characters are born before I am, before Brooke is, I keep going, oh my gosh, I know what happened on that date, because they talk about dates
Y-
in the script. So I kept going,
Yes.
oh, well, that's what happened on this day. Oh my gosh, this is the day in the script, but I know what I was doing. My little brother was born. And oh my gosh, this was my seventh birthday, even though my character is like 17 and a half at that point. But yeah, so that's been a lot of fun too, because I've been spending so much time talking about memory lately because I'm doing this incredible memory documentary.
Yes. Oh my God, that's going to be incredible. I can't wait till that comes out.
It's going to
That
be
will be
great. It's like a whole
fantastic.
movie. Yeah, I mean, my taxi guys are all in it. I just interviewed Jay Leno. I'm interviewing experts. Yeah, Joey Pantoliano, because I did a movie with him last summer. So he was about dementia, as a matter of fact.
Oh,
And so his character has dementia. So I interviewed him. But it's not a biopic. It's not about me. It's much more about the humanity of memory and the journey we
mm.
all take with memory. So, you know, it's each person has a special silo that they're sort of discussing.
Wow. That's
So many things.
incredible.
And memory is something that we all have. It's our story. It's important to everybody, and I
Yes.
think because everybody experiences it differently.
Yes. Yes. Well, we are going to play with some of the dates in the show a little bit later. Okay, so what do you relate to most about the character of Bernie?
Well, Bernie's from a big family. She's from five. She's the third child of five. I'm the third child of six. Big Irish Catholic family. I'm Polish and Greek, but she's, you know, she's like a real Catholic schoolgirl, and she wants to be an actress, and she's playing all these parts in school, and she's, you know, very kind of irreverent and funny and loud, and has this big personality, and so, you know, it sort of sounds like me. So especially the big family part, and she talks about her siblings and, you know, sexual awakening and all kinds of things like that. So yeah,
Yes,
I
yes.
relate to her a lot.
Part of Bernie's storyline, I'm not going to give too much away for anybody who has not seen the show, but part of Bernie's storyline is that she's sort of like, how do I say, like, I don't want to say stifled her hopes and dreams, but she did have
The time it's
repressed, yes.
the time of, you know, I mean, the characters are born in 1941, so, you know, they're like they're actually a little bit older than my oldest sister, so I kind of know that she was a completely different generation than I was. I grew up with so many more freedoms and so much more awareness, and I remember when my sister, who was younger than the characters, when she got married at 20, it was like, well, she better, you know, whereas most women don't get married until their late 20s or 30s, and it's their first marriage, like mine. So
Yes.
yeah.
Did you ever, because she had ambitions of being an actress, but then I don't want to say too much, but did you ever uh, did you ever feel like you were going to take a different path, or you were forced at one point anyway to take a different path?
I never felt like I was ever going to do anything but be an
Mhm.
actress and an author, and I always knew that I would have two sons.
Mhm.
I even said that. I said I was going to, you know, at 14, I said, no, I'm going to get married, but I'm going to have maybe three times get married, but I'm going to be an actress and an author, and I'm going to have two sons. I just see it, my future. I see my future. I'm going to have two sons, and I do. I do, and they're both doing so well. I have to tell you about them
Oh
because
my
they're doing very well.
Oh, that's amazing. So now with you going into Pen Pals, you're only in the show for 2 weeks. What's the most challenging part about preparing for such a short run? Since Pen Pals they do every 2 weeks they rotate the cast. So what
Right.
challenges does that present for you?
Well, I mean, there's always, you know, you want to totally commit to the character, and you want to make sure that you're giving it your all, and you're not just saying, ah, it's only 2 weeks, who cares? It's not like that at all. This is a great character. It's a great piece of theater, and I want to make sure. And I know my co-star has an incredible work ethic, and she's an incredible actress. So I want to make sure that the two of us are well prepared so we can, you know, lobby back and forth to each other. And I think it's going to be pretty special, both of us
Yes, yes.
together.
Do
Especially
you
because we have built-in history.
I was just going to say because of your long friendship together, does that help? That must help in playing off of each other,
Oh,
especially.
absolutely. Yeah, for sure. I mean, how can it not? You know, it's not like we're just trying to build a relationship from scratch, you know. So, but it'll be fun to play 14-year-old girls, and you know, and I mean, the way I see it, I don't know if the people that you saw did this, but it seems like your voice is going to change. You're going to become more mature. The way you read your diary or like your letters at 14 is going to be very different from reading them at 20 or 30, 40, 50, like that. So, yeah. So there's a
Yes.
journey that you have to take, and you have to honor the responsibility of that when you're preparing to play a character like this. Even though you're there with a script, there's so many different levels to the actual realization of the character.
And how do you, because both characters go through, they definitely have like their fun times, their happy times, and then they also both go through a lot of heartache. How do you, as an actress, because you have to kind of switch sometimes very quickly between happy and painful. How do you do that so quickly?
Well, I mean, that's the power of a good memory, and also memory. I mean, as actors, you're trained to be able to do that. So people always go, "Oh, with your memory, what about the bad times? What about this and that?" And I always say, "Well, memory's tied to adrenaline, so you're going to remember the bad times and the good times. I can not only cushion all those times with all the good little middle of the road memories, but also the idea that as an actress, you're trained to hang on to all of your memories in some positive way or in some stored way, let's say, a resourceful way, so you can call on them. It's funny. I was interviewing Christopher Lloyd last week, and he was talking about something so poignant and not painful, but just emotional for him, and he burst into tears. And I said to the guys in the crew, because they've seen me talk about this, I said, "You see, this is what happens with actors. It's right on the surface, so it's available to us.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
go there, and you don't feel embarrassed by. If anything, you feel like relieved and excited to explore that part of your emotions. So I guess I'll be doing that every night and day.
Yes, definitely. Now, with your memory, since you can remember every day of your life, does that also help you in memorizing your lines for the show, or do you have to use different tactics?
Memorization of lines is kind of two-dimensional. So but my kind of memory is more like three-dimensional. It sort of fires on all cylinders. And so because of it, it's definitely helpful. But I'll also remember where I was when I read the script, what it reminds me of, what the characters were like, what journey I took when I felt the same way that this character does, things like that. But yes, I mean, it definitely helps. But I used to not hurt myself. I used to, how do I say this? It's like early in my career, I could like look at a script a few times and it's like, okay, I've got the lines and I know how I'm going to say them. And it sort of kept me from exploring, why am I saying those lines? What would I say if I weren't saying those lines? What am I really feeling? What's the subtext? So now I'm able to explore lines in a much better way than I did when I was a younger actress, going like, okay, I got my lines figured out, and after two reads, that kind of thing.
Oh wow, that's very interesting. I love how you had that like build up.
Yeah.
Yes,
Real
yes.
different for me. I thought, oh, wait a minute. Why am I saying these lines? It's not just about learning the lines. People who aren't actors always think about it. Oh, you have to learn all those lines. You have to understand why you're saying those lines. And also, many times,
Yeah.
what is coming out of your mouth isn't at all what you're feeling. And as a character, that's the exciting thing, finding out, oh, she's feeling this, my character's feeling this, but she's saying this.
Yes. What kind of real life experiences are you going to bring to the role?
My oldest sister, who was a little bit younger than these characters, she wanted to be an actress, and then she got married very young and sort of gave up her career. So I know what that is like, and just the whole idea of the family and the things she talks about. You bring your own experiences, or people who went through similar experiences. So you do research and you let it. I had this incredible teacher, and I quote her a lot. Mrs. Barbara Davidson was my senior in high school English teacher, and she used to say, "I want you to work on your papers, and I want your papers so concise that if I threw water on them, they'd expand to 10 times their size." And I always used to think of that as an actress. So you put everything in, and you start paring it down, and you make it tight, and you this. But if someone threw water on your performance, it would expand to 10 times its size.
Oh, I love that analogy. Oh my gosh. Well, I definitely feel like that could happen with you in the role.
I can't wait. I can't wait to get up there. Put me in, coach. Yeah.
Yes. Let's play with some of the dates in the show. I want to know what Marilu is doing on some of the specific dates mentioned in the show. Okay, December 5th, 1983.
83. Okay, December 5th, 1983. Okay, that was a Monday. I know that was a Monday because I actually was doing some early promotion for The Man Who Loved Women, which I had shot that year. And so there were like a couple of things that I was doing because that movie was just about to open up. But that was definitely a Monday, December 5th, 1983. Yes.
December 25th, 1996.
December 25th, 1996. Okay, so December 25th. Oh, so December 25th, 1996. Okay, so my boys were very little. Joey had been born, he was born on November the 12th, 1995. And so December 12th, 1996. So that was a Wednesday, December 25th that year. Was it? Wait, let me think. Because I want to get the whole thing, like,
It was a Wednesday, yes.
Wednesday. Yeah, I remember Christmas was on a Wednesday that year. I always loved it when I was a kid when Christmas was on a Wednesday because you got the whole 2 weeks off from school. We were in Aspen. And this was when John Benet Ramsey was found murdered. This was like that weekend, that whole time. We were watching that whole week. And Joey was like 13 months old, and my house is kind of like not, it was childproofed, but it's kind of like, pavers and stuff and sort of stone. But in the house that we had in Aspen, he was like able to just like run down. He learned to run and walk and everything else. It was a great Christmas, but it was kind of, everybody was like a little creeped out because the whole John Benet Ramsey thing happened that week.
Yes. Oh my gosh. All right. November 10th, 2002.
Oh, okay. November 10th, 2002. That was a Sunday. Yeah.
Yes.
And so, so I had done, okay. So I had done Tale of the Allergist's Wife. I had come home in September. I was with my kids and everything else. And 2002, I was about to go and do publicity because I had a new book coming out that whole week in New York for, it was called Healthy Holidays. And I was doing a bunch of publicity that whole time. And I went to New York that week to do that kind of thing.
Oh my God. That is incredible.
I was dating somebody else, so I was seeing him in New York. We went to a premiere. Well, that was like a week later of Frida Kahlo, the Frida Kahlo movie.
Wow.
Yeah, remember what I wore, red coat and stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is incredible. I do have to start wrapping things up. So I do just want to let everybody know you will see Marilu Henner and Brooke Adams in Pen Pals by Michael Griffo at the Daryl Roth DR2 Theater, February 4th through the 15th. And I will have the ticket link at callmeadam.com. And I hope everybody listening and watching will go see them. Well, this has been terrific. So thank you.
Okay. All right. Take care.
Right.
He'll get the dirt and the scoop and the story, for he happens to be in the know. Just ask anybody who's had 'em. Adam lives for the business of show. CallMeAdam.com.